What if I told you the single best investment you could ever make has absolutely nothing to do with stocks or real estate? Today, we're going to explore that investment, you. Because here's the honest to goodness truth. Your life only gets better when you get better. So let me just ask you something. Imagine you found a winning lottery ticket, right? Millions of dollars. What's the first thing you do? Okay, now, what if I told you that you're holding something way, way more valuable than that every single day? Yep, it's you. You are the single most valuable asset you will ever own. More than a car, more than a house, more than anything in your bank account. And today, we're basically going to unpack the blueprint for investing in yourself to get the highest returns possible. So here's our game plan. First up, we'll talk about your most valuable asset. Then, we'll get into the mindset shift that's absolutely essential. After that, we'll build a framework for taking action, see how giving back actually fuels your own growth, and then your journey starts. For real.
All right, let's jump right into part one, your most valuable asset. This is the foundation for everything else, so it's super important. It's all about understanding the incredible power packed inside you and the time you've been given. I want you to think about it like this. You have a special bank account. Every single morning, bam, it's credited with 86,400 seconds. But here's the catch. There are no rollovers. At midnight, any seconds you didn't invest in something meaningful, they're gone. Forever. And, this chart shows just how fast that account can get drained. Scrolling through social media, worrying about things we can't control, comparing our lives to someone else's highlight reel. Look at how much of our time that just eats up. And then you see that little sliver, that 5% for productive growth. That's the part we can actually do something about.
So this leads to a really important question, and you got to be honest with yourself here. When you look at your 86,400 seconds, where are they really going? So if time is the currency, what decides how we spend it? Well, that brings us right to section 2, the essential mindset shift. Think of this like rewiring your brain's operating system, because what you think, that directly controls what you do.
Your mindset, it's literally everything. I love this analogy. It's like a pair of glasses you wear. If the lenses are all smudged up with negativity and self-doubt, then of course the world is going to look distorted and kind of hopeless. But if you clean those glasses, you suddenly see a world of possibility.
I mean, look at Howard Schultz. Grew up in the projects in Brooklyn. Everyone around him basically said, this is your life, this is all you'll ever be. He could have bought into that, but he didn't. He chose a growth mindset. He believed he could learn more, do more, be more, and that belief ultimately became Starbucks. His mindset was the real foundation of that entire empire. And really, it all comes down to this super simple but crazy powerful shift in your own head. Every time you hear yourself think, I can't, just pause and reframe it. Ask, okay, how can I? As soon as you change the question, your brain starts looking for answers instead of excuses.
A growth mindset is always hungry. It feeds on curiosity. Elon Musk didn't have a degree in aerospace engineering. He just read and read and read until he became an expert. Now, you don't have to build a rocket, but what could you learn by just reading 10 pages a day or throwing on a podcast during your commute? Growth stops the second you think you know it all. Okay, so we've got our asset, time, we've got the right mindset. But a great mindset without action is, it's just a nice thought, isn't it? So in section 3, we're going to build a framework for action. This is how we make stuff actually happen. The best way to think about good habits is like compound interest for your life. Seriously, one workout isn't going to transform your body. Reading one chapter of a book won't make you a genius. But when you make those small, consistent deposits, day after day, over time, the results are, they're just massive. And the secret is to start so small, it feels almost silly. Don't try to change everything all at once. You want to get fit? Don't commit to 2 hours at the gym. Just do 10 push-ups. That's it. See, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is just to make a little progress and build that momentum. Now, along the way, I guarantee you this, you are going to fail. It's just part of the deal. We're so conditioned to be afraid of it, but every single success story you've ever heard is built on a mountain of failures. Failure isn't a stop sign. It's just data. It's a teacher showing you a better way to do it next time. And who's there with you through those failures and successes? Your inner circle. There's a saying that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that. If your friends are negative and stuck, that's going to weigh you down. So you have to ask, Does my circle lift me up or does it hold me back? Okay, here's where it gets really cool. Once you start lifting yourself up, you start to realize you have the strength to lift other people too. And that brings us to section 4, the ripple effect of giving. It might sound a little backward, but the highest form of self-improvement is actually serving other people. And this isn't just some nice idea. There's real science here. When you do something kind for someone else, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. They call it the helper's high. It's your body's own biological reward system for being generous. Giving back is literally good for your health. Let me tell you a quick story about a boy named Caleb. Growing up, things were tough. His family struggled just to make ends meet, and things like hope felt like a luxury they just couldn't afford. Then one Christmas morning, they opened their front door, and there was a basket, just sitting there, filled with food and a few small gifts left by a neighbor who didn't even leave a name. And for Caleb, that simple act, it wasn't just about the food. It was a spark. It showed him that kindness existed. Well, that one little spark inspired him to become a fire. Today, Caleb runs a huge nonprofit organization that feeds thousands of families. All of it started with one small ripple of kindness from a neighbor. That's the power we're talking about. And all of this brings us to our last section. We've talked about the why and the how. Now it's about the when. And the answer is right now. Your journey starts today, moving from just being inspired to actually taking action.
Let's wrap this all together. Remember that lottery ticket from the beginning? See, investing in yourself, it's not selfish. It's actually the most generous thing you can do. Because when you become a better version of yourself, a stronger, wiser, kinder person, you don't just improve your own life. You improve the lives of every single person you come in contact with.
Look, a 1,000-mile journey starts with one step. Forget about the 1,000 miles for a minute. Let's just focus on the step. Don't wait for Monday or the new year or for the perfect time. The time is now. So my final question for you is, what is the one small, tiny step you will take today to start investing in your greatest asset?